Hello everyone and welcome to another Solidworks tutorial. Today I am going to show you an application of Solidworks configurations. There are many real-world applications that we use this tool. This is just one example. I will simply use a small bolt assembly to demonstrate the concept. First I will model the bolt and nut with configurations. Next I will create bolt assembly with configurations. Finally I will add this bolt sub-assembly to another assembly to show you how it actually works. Stay tuned. I will begin with the bolt. Open new part file and create a sketch. Click on new, part template, click OK. Select right plane and activate the sketch mode. Under sketch tab, select polygon tool, create a hexagon. Dimension the sketch 21 mm and label the dimension to identify them easily. I would say head. Click OK. I will add one more relation to make the sketch fully defined. Select one of the line and make it horizontal. Under feature tab, click extrude and add the dimension for the head thickness. I will add 8 mm. Click OK. Once you add 8 mm, you can click on the extrude feature and select the dimensions 8 mm. Then you can actually label these dimensions as well. I will label it as head thickness. Click OK. Now select this surface and activate another sketch mode. Press Ctrl 8 to make the sketch plane parallel to computer screen. Select circle. Create 12 mm diameter circle. And label the sketch bolt diameter. Label the dimensions as bolt diameter. Click OK. Under feature tab, click extrude. Add the length for the bolt. I will add 45 mm. Click OK. Press Ctrl 7 to have isometric view and click on the second extruded feature. Then drag the dimension away and label the dimensions as bolt length and click OK. Press Ctrl 7 to have isometric view and bolt part is completed and save the part. I will save it as bolt with configurations and click OK. Save. Now the bolt part is completed and let's add configurations. There are three methods to add configurations in Solidworks. Number one is manual method. You can go to Configuration Manager and right click on the part and select Add Configurations. Number two is to use Design Table. You can go Insert, select Tables and select Design Table. And number three, you can use Modify Configurations dialog box or Modify Configuration Table. We can call it table as well. I'm going to use the third option. You can access Modify Configuration dialog box by right clicking on any feature and selecting Configure P feature, or right clicking any sketch and selecting Configure feature, or right clicking on material and selecting Configure materials, and right clicking any dimension and selecting Configure dimensions. There are many more actually. Today I am going to use Configure dimension. When you click on a feature, you can see the dimensions clearly. Since I label it properly, we can identify the dimensions very easily. If you cannot see these dimensions, make sure this instant 3D is switched on. If it is switched off, you cannot see the dimensions. So I will click on instant 3D. So now let's see how we can add configurations. Before I proceed, I just would like to hide these three planes so that I can see the dimensions easily. You can use this icon, hide all types, to hide the planes. Now click on one extrude feature. You can see the dimensions easily. If it is not visible, you can use instant 3D button. Right click the head dimension and click on Configure dimensions. Now you are in the Modify Configuration dialog box. So here there are two columns. One is for the name of the configurations and the other one is for the sketch dimensions. There is one configuration created by default. We really don't need these derived configurations. I will delete it. Now we will add another configurations. In order to add another configuration, click on this cell once and type the name of the configuration. Since the bolt size we just created is M12, I will create configuration for M16 and then click on the dimension cell and add the dimension for the head of M16 bolt. I will type 27. Now we can add another configuration. Click on this cell and type M20 and add the bolt head size of M20 bolt. I will type the 32, and for the next configuration, click on this cell and type M24 and add the head size of the M24. I will type 41 and create another configuration. Click on this cell and type M30 and add head size of M30 bolt. I will type 50. Enter. Now we have created 5 configurations. So we will rename this configuration as well to M12. Click on this, click on rename, type M12. Here we go. Now we have created M12, M16, M20, M24, M30 configuration, and we have added the bolt head size based on the bolt diameter. Click on apply and click OK. Now we have configured one dimension. We have to configure rest of the dimensions as well in order to make the right size of the bolt. So click on this boss feature again and right click on head dimension and click on configure dimensions. Now we are in the modify configuration dialog box again. So since we have already created the configurations, we don't have to add any more configuration. We just need to change the thickness of the bolt head. For M12 it is 8 mm. Click on M16 cell and make it 11, and click on M20 cell, make it 14. Click on M24 cell, make it 16. Click on M30 cell, make it 20. If you are wondering where we can get these dimensions, you can find the standard bolt size easily from website. I have used this table, rounding off the decimal places to have these bolt sizes. Now we have configured bolt thickness as well. Click apply and click OK. We have two more dimensions to configure. Click on the second extrude feature, right click on bolt diameter, click on configure dimensions. We don't need to touch configuration name, we just need to change the bolt diameter. So M12 is M12, click on M16, type 16, click on 20, type 20, click on 24, type 24, click on 30, type 30, and click apply, click OK. Click OK. There is one more dimension, the bolt length. Click on this feature, right click on bolt length dimension and click on configure dimensions. We are in the modify configuration dialog box again. M12 length we will keep as 45, M16 make it 55, M20 make it 65, M24 make it 70, M30 make it 90. Click apply, click OK. You can create as many configuration as you need. So I have actually created 5 configurations. When you go to configuration manager, we can see all these 5 configurations. You can, when you click on each configuration, you can see how it is changed based on the sizes, the dimension we entered. Look perfect. Click on save and close the file. Bolt part is completed with configurations. Let's create the nut part with configurations. Open new part file and create a sketch. Click right plane, activate sketch mode. Under sketch tab, select polygon tool and create a hexagon. Dimension the sketch. I will make it 21 mm and label it. I will call it nut and click OK. Create a circle, add dimension. I will type 12 mm and label it as nut diameter and click OK. Under feature tab, click extrude, enter thickness value for the nut. I will type 13 mm and click OK. Click on both extrude feature and drag this dimension and label it as nut thickness. Click OK. Press Ctrl 7 to go to isometric view and save the part. I will save it as nut with configurations. Click save. Now the nut part is completed. Let's add configurations using modify configurations dialog box. I will hide all the planes using hide all types icon, and I will click on boss feature, and I will right click on the nut dimension and click configure dimensions. Just like before, we have to delete this default configurations. I will delete it and I will add new configurations. Type M16 and type on this cell and make it 27 and click on this one. Let's type M20 and click on this cell and enter 32 and add another configuration for M24 bolt and enter the nut size for M24 bolt. It is 41 and add another configuration. Click on this cell, type M30 and under dimension column add the nut size for M30 bolt. I will type 50. Click apply, click OK, click OK. Now we have configured one dimensions. We have to configure the other two dimensions as well. Click on the nut diameter dimensions, click on configure dimensions. You have to rename these dimensions as well. I will type M12, click OK. Now this diameter of M12 is M12. For M16 we have to change this cell to 16 millimeter. Click on this cell, change it to 20. Click on this cell, 24. This cell 30. Click apply, click OK, click OK. There is one more dimension to configure. Click on the nut thickness dimension and select configure dimensions. Now for the nut thickness, for M12 nut the thickness is 13 and for M16 nut the thickness is 17 and M20 nut the thickness is 21 and M24 nut the thickness is 24 and M30 nut the thickness is 31. Click apply, click OK, click OK. Now when you go to configuration manager, you can see the 5 required configurations for this nut are created. When you double click on each configuration, you can see the nut size is changed nicely based on the dimensions we entered. Go back to the first one and click save again. Now we have completed the nut part as well with configurations. So now we can create bolt assembly using these two parts. I will open the bolt as well. Let's create an assembly using this bolt. Click on the arrow next to new, select make assembly from part assembly. Select assembly template, click OK. The bolt is selected by default and click OK. Now we are in the assembly mode and this bolt is already inserted. Let's save the file. I will save it as bolt assembly with configurations. Save. Let's insert the nut. Under assembly tab, click insert component, select the nut and click on the screen. Let's add some mate relations. Select this inner surface of the nut and press Ctrl and select outer surface of the bolt. From the pop-up menu, select concentric relations and select this surface. Press Ctrl and select end surface of the bolt. From the pop-up menu, select coincident relations. Press Ctrl 7. Now we have created one bolt assembly. Let's check the size of this bolt. Under evaluate, click on measure, select this edge. You can see the diameter is M12. So this is a M12 nut. Let's create configurations for this bolt assembly as well. When you are in the assembly mode, you can access modify configuration dialog box by right clicking on any part and selecting configure components, or by right clicking on any mate relations, selecting configure feature, and there are many more as well. I'm going to use configure component to create the rest of the configurations. So right click on the bolt, we will configure the bolt first, select configure component. Now we are in the configure modify configuration dialog box, and you can see there are 3 columns. First one is configuration name, second one is to suppress or unsuppress the selected component, and third one is to select the configuration from that selected component. For example, for this M12 bolt, we had created 5 configurations: M12, M16, M20, M24 and M30. So we can select whatever the configuration from this list as per our requirements. So let's create new configuration. Click on this. I will type M16 and from click on this, click on the arrow, select M16 and add another configuration M20 and click on this. From the list, select M20 and another configuration M24 and click here, select M24. Another configuration M30, select from the list M30 and right click on the default, rename configuration as M12, click OK and select the M12 configurations, apply, OK. And we have configured the bolt. Let's configure the nut as well. Right click on the nut, select configure component. Now we already have all the configuration created. Let's change only the size of the nut. M12 is M12. From M16 select M16. From M20 select M20. For M24 select M24. For M30 select M30. Click apply, OK. Press Ctrl 7. Now we have created 5 configurations. After you go to configuration manager, you can see all the configurations are created, and we have configured the bolt and we have configured the nut. So whenever we change the bolt configuration, the nut configuration would be changed accordingly. Let's see if we have done it right. Let's select, double click on M16. Alright, you can measure the size to make sure it is M16, and you can double click on M20, change accordingly, M24 and M30. perfect. Press Ctrl 7. Now we have created bolt assembly with all configurations. Save the file. Activate M12 configuration and save the file. We are almost done. There is one more last step. I will insert this bolt assembly to another assembly and show you how this configuration actually helps. I will open an assembly, and remember, I have created this assembly just to demonstrate this concept. In this assembly you can see there are number of holes with different diameter. I'm going to insert the bolt into each hole and use modify configuration dialog box to change the size of the bolt. Let's check the diameter of each hole first. You can use measure tool under evaluate tab. Click on this edge, check the diameter 12, right click, clear section, and click on the other edge, diameter 20, right click, clear section, and click on this edge, diameter 24, right click, clear section, and click on this, diameter 30, right click, clear section, click on the behind one, diameter 16, right click, clear section. Press Ctrl 7. Close the window and press Ctrl 7. Alright, let's begin. Go to assembly, insert component, select bolt assembly with config, click on the screen, select the round surface and of the bolt and select the inner surface of the hole, pressing Ctrl button and make it concentric, and select the bottom surface of the nut head and press Ctrl and select this surface and make it coincident. Press Ctrl 7. Now we have to create few more copies of the same bolt. Select the bolt, press Ctrl C and press Ctrl V. Again we add the relations. Select this round surface of the bolt, press Ctrl and select inner surface of the hole, make it concentric, and drag it little bit and select the below surface of the bolt head and press Ctrl and select this surface, make coincident. Press Ctrl 7 and again press Ctrl V to paste the same bolt. Select this surface and select this surface, make concentric, drag little bit behind and select the below surface of the nut head, press Ctrl and select this surface and make it coincident. Press Ctrl 7. Press Ctrl V to paste the same bolt. Select this surface, select inner surface, make concentric, drag the bolt behind, select the below surface of the bolt head and this surface, press Ctrl this surface and make it coincident. There is one more bolt we need to add, one of this hole. I'm not going to add the bolt to the other holes because it is the same size. I will use the pattern command to fill the other holes. I will press Ctrl V, select this surface, make concentric, and select the below surface of the nut, press Ctrl and select this surface, make coincident, press Ctrl 7. Alright, press Ctrl C to collapse the Shift C to collapse the whole feature tree. Alright, we have 5 instances of the same bolt assembly. This is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's see how we can use configure modify configuration dialog box to change the size of the bolt according to the size of the hole. So I'm going to press Shift and select the first bolt and press Shift and select the last bolt so that we can select the whole set of bolt, and right click, select configure components. Here we go. Now we are in the modify configuration dialog box. We have only one main assembly configuration, that is default. So now we don't have to add, we are not going to add any more configurations, but we want to change the existing configuration of the sub assemblies. So let's see. So instance 1 is the top one, so this was M16, and the second one was M20, the third one was M24, and the fourth one was M30, and the last one, that was the one at the back, was M16. So I have changed, the first one is M12 actually, M12, M20, M24, M30, M16. So now we have changed the configuration of this sub assembly according to the whole size of the main assembly. So click apply and click OK. Here we go. You can see the size of the bolt is changed to size of the hole. I have only focused on the diameter, not on the length actually. This is really useful and interesting tool. You can use this theory to streamline your design process. I believe you enjoyed this tutorial. If this is useful, please like it and hit the subscribe and notification button. You will be notified when my next video is released. Thanks for watching.